you're kind of at a point where I think you should be able to do on your own or whatever, and then they get mad at you. Ever been in a fight rage?
Like a physical fight?
Yeah.
Um, yes, but not one that I actually fought back in because I don't like to fight.
Because nothing's ever solved with violins.
Well, that's not necessarily true. I can tell you a little story about that if you want.
Sure.
Okay, so one time on Christmas Eve, let's see, how many years ago was this? 6 or 7 years ago at this point. I don't even know anymore because I'm old and I can't remember things.
Mm-hmm.
I was living in New Hampshire and I had an apartment with, well, I was letting my brother stay with me.
Okay.
Because he had just, broke up with his wife or whatever, and it was whatever. Doesn't matter. The reasons don't matter. So we were actually really good friends with the neighbors next door, and he went over to hang out with them for a while, and I was just hanging out in my house, playing some computer games. Surprise, surprise, right? So I'm sitting there, and he comes in the back door, and I'm like, hey, what's up? Oh, wow, you're bleeding from your forehead. What the hell happened? And apparently the next door neighbors had some friends, quote unquote friends over. They were like drunk, late teens, maybe early 20s type folks. And I guess one of them just hit him in the face with a bottle.
Wow.
So I was like, what the hell, man? Are you all right? He was like, yeah, I'm fine, whatever. It'll be okay. I mean, I guess he went and called the cops or something, which is fine. That's probably what I would have done too. And then I heard a commotion outside on the door to my left. So my brother had come in on the right. Then I heard like a commotion outside, like a door slamming and people leaving and whatever. And I just opened the door to see what was going on. And I opened the door. And I'm looking out, and then suddenly, like, this dude punches through my screen door into the door that I'm holding, and like pushes his way into the house. And like him and his two friends, or him and his one friend there, like, come in and start fighting. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
So they're like using your place to fight in.
Well, yeah, but like I wasn't even involved, and suddenly I'm getting fought with. So I didn't really fight back. And the reason I didn't fight back is because my brother's child, his son, and my child, my daughter, were sleeping 2 rooms over, and I didn't know how that was going to go. I didn't want them to see that. I didn't want any weird sort of violence to like spill over onto them. I just was hoping for the life of me that they wouldn't wake up and see what was going on. So I just sort of stood there, and I was like, dude, just stop. As I said that, a third dude came in from the door on the right side, in the back door, and just started beating the fuck out of my brother, and like punched his nose and just beating the crap out of him. Like, I just had my hands up. I was like, dude, just take your people and get out of my house. I have no problem with you. This doesn't need to be a thing. And as I was saying that, the other dude like hit me on the back of the head, and I guess I fell over. It's all very fuzzy after that. It was very weird.
That is weird.
It was very weird, and it's sort of like they just beat the shit out of my brother and left. And I got hit a few times, but not too much.
Wow. Wonder if they were like on drugs.
Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. But fortunately, quote unquote, fortunately, I mean, no, this is actually very fortunate. Like, neither my daughter nor my nephew woke up.
That's good.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. See, I don't know what I would have done in that situation. Like, I understand like your stance on it. You were just like, just get out of here. Just go. I feel maybe after a couple of seconds of that, and my children being in there, like, I think I would have lost my shit.
Well, yeah. So the thing is it was kind of a blur, right? I don't know what amount of time actually occurred. So I don't know if it was like 2 seconds. I don't know if it was like 5 minutes. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's like weird, that like time thing that happens when some really weird shit's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been in fights, but luckily I've never been hit. I've been the hitter. But they were bullies, you know. I think the first time I snapped, I was like in second grade. I broke a fifth grader's nose.
You're mean.
No, she was mean. She was mean. I had to sit with her on the bus, and it was just ridiculous.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have assigned seats on the bus?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this bitch. Every day she'd make me sit at the window and you know, and she would get in your face and she'd be like, stupid, 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 and like listen to that for like 20 minutes or more every day.
I would punch her in the face.
And one day Zombie Killer woke up grumpy. I didn't want to go to school. It was raining, and then I'm like, ugh, I gotta sit with her. And took my seat and you know, I just stared out the window and she was just like right in my face. And I remember I brought my hand up and I looked at it and I made a fist and I looked at that fist for a couple minutes and then finally I just fucking let her have it. And I right after I punched her, I was like, move, because I went up and I told the driver what I did. I grabbed my stuff and I just sat myself down in the front seat. She's like, you know you're going to get rode up, right? And I was like, yep. You know you're going to have to see the principal, right? And I'm like, yep. And I'm like, you know what? I'll do one better for you. I went into the office myself and let them know.
That's funny.
I never got rode up and I never got in trouble, but my parents fucked with me. They're like, well, you're not in trouble here unless the school calls. So if the school calls and you're in trouble there, then you're going to be in trouble at home. So every day I'd come home and my dad was like, principal called today. And I'm like, okay. I'm like,
Just said hi.
yeah. He did that to me for probably 2 weeks. I'm like, finally, I was like, whatever. Whatever. I don't like the fighting either. I've seen people get knocked out and it's like, that's not a good time. Sometimes they have it coming. The girl fights can be a little funny, but it can be a little nasty too.
Sure.
Trying
Good
to,
talk.
I know that you, I know that you go do your do I want to call it LARPing?
Yeah, LARP. Yep. Live action role playing.
How long have you been doing that?
I have been doing that since about 1999.
And what is your character?
So there are many. There are many different games. There are many different characters you can have. It depends on your involvement, right? It depends on if you're a player, if you're an NPC, if you're a staff member. By staff member, I mean the person that writes the plots, stuff like that. So there's a lot involved. Really, I only have one now. Never mind, I lied to you intentionally.
Oh, breaking
Yeah.
my heart.
Hey, at least I told you about it.
That's true.
Yeah, so the current character that I have is there's a Viking-like culture. It's sort of a cross between Vikings and Dothraki from Game of Thrones. So,
I'm getting hot now. All right, keep going.
well, I don't wear shirts
Ooh.
and I don't wear pants.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. I wear both shirt and pants. So the idea behind the culture is basically don't be a bitch. The culture is about not complaining. It's about dealing with hard times immediately, figuring things out, and just moving on, moving forward. That the character I have has really embraced that. That's what he's all about. So that's what he's all doing.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun, and it's great to sort of escape from your. One of my favorite things about LARP is that it's a great escape for the real life, but there's also a lot of things that you can take from LARP and then bring it back into your real life. Whether that be like personal interactions or problem-solving skills or just being alert in a scenario where you wouldn't normally have to be alert in real life. Because like when you're walking around in a park in the middle of the night in a city, you're not necessarily going to be as alert as you might be if you are walking around in the woods where there are quote unquote monsters out to kill you. So you're like the idea is that you're in a fake danger scenario, but you actually care about the character that you have, so that like it sort of feels real, but you know it's not real, right?
Right.
But you can take that alertness into your real life, and you look around and see like where a person would hide in the bushes. Like, oh, a person would totally be sitting in that bush waiting to kill me.
So it teaches you real life situational awareness.
It can teach you real life situational awareness, yes. And it's not just that. Like there's political scenarios, like if a kingdom wants war with this other kingdom. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different scenarios that you can have. And the great thing about LARP is they bring all of these things to bear, and they show all of these things to the players, and then players sort of engage them as they want them.
That's really cool. I might have to look into that. I mean, I know some people that do it. I do.
Yeah, well, the problem with LARP is that not all games are equal. So I've only experienced the New England LARPs, really. And those, in my opinion, are the best.
I really appreciate you taking the time to come pop my show's cherry.
What did I just do?
I mean, you're the first. You are the first guest on Killing It After Dark. So
I was your first?
You were my first.
Oh, that's adorable. Well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I had a pleasure. I had a pleasure.
You had a pleasure? I
I
gave
had
you
a single pleasure, just one.
Oh, well, we'll have to work on that.
Yes. Nice. No, but really, thank you. This was awesome. I had a good time.
You are awesome. Like I said, love the stream. You're an awesome friend. And everybody needs to go check him out. The link below. If not, I'll find you. Just kidding. Where am I?
Not that great.
Please. Please. Gonna wrap it up here for Killing It After Dark with Zombie Killer and Rage Mage, our special guest of the night. Well, keep it up and, well, you might not be a guest. You might just have to be our slave or something. I don't know.
I'll totally wear a gimp suit.
Don't give me ideas.
Nice.
Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whatever the fuck. Hope you enjoyed your fucking time here. Keep it real. Keep killing it. And do your thing. Later. When I dream of doing you all night, scratches all down my back.